Take three.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. This is Out in Left Field. I am your co-host, Nick.
And I am Jeff.
The other co-host. I'm gonna believe that one, Jeff. Jesus Christ. Okay. Today we're gonna talk about conspiracies. One that's really bothering me is, the East Palestine, Ohio ordeal. It's bugging the crap out of me. Have you been seeing this? You live in Ohio.
Oh yeah. We've been up in arms about it, the way it's being handled and stuff like that. I mean, the federal government needs to be in there, but the governor's saying no, we got it under control, and we're seeing all these videos of fish dying and dogs and cats are dying. This lady's got red eyes from being out in it. And
yeah, she's actually a TikToker, I believe, that one.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a video of this girl. She was by a lake. Now, clear skies, sunny day. She was by a lake. She goes, let's see what it looks like. And she throws a big rock in there. And when the rock hit the bottom, it looked like oil was starting to come up. You know, that, like the, what's the word I'm looking for? It started turning like the water blue, like an oil stain in water. You know what I mean?
Right.
So she's like, oh, it's settling on the bottom. That's why the bottom looks like that. And the whole like lake or creek was just like full of dead fish, turtles, frogs, everything.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
So we're going to be as delicate as we can with the jokes on this one. But Jeff, honestly, it just felt like the hokey pokey here. And I hate saying it like that, but the governor was like, okay, so this explosion happens.
Right.
Stay inside. Like a couple hours later, he goes, oh, no, get outside and leave, evacuate. Then he says, nope, it's okay to come back. And he's like, nope, it's okay to leave. And the federal government is telling him, stop.
Right.
Leave.
Right.
But it's like they're censoring the federal government. They're like, look, this isn't right.
And for them to say they've got it under control, we've got it under control here in Ohio, and we don't, obviously. It's a hazmat concern.
Yeah,
and it's
huge.
It has to be handled delicately, real delicate.
This is the stuff that they used to kill people with in World War I.
I heard that, yes.
Oh, what's it called?
Vinyl chloride.
Something like that. Don't quote us on that. But I actually have the speech from Biden about it.
The only way to spare more pain and more loss, the only way. These millstones no longer mark our national mourning. These milestones, I should say, no longer mark our national mourning. The only way to...
What'd he say?
Milestones, kidney stones or something. I don't know.
There's gallstones?
Something.
And apparently he's flipping everything over. He's like the Incredible Hulk. He farted in there too. I don't know if you caught that. He said, excuse me. Just midway through. No, every Miles kidney. Excuse me.
I hope none of that's blowing that way, because we don't need it anymore of that,
No.
Oh, it is heading way east, isn't it?
It is. It's going east. It's dissipated, and they were so happy that it dissipated, but it's not gone. It just looks gone, if you know what I mean.
Right,
it's everywhere. They were talking about it being the new Chernobyl. I don't know to what degree.
Right.
Did you just shit in the mic?
I did.
What was that noise?
That was my refrigerator kicking off.
Your refrigerator sounds like somebody tearing a hole in their jeans.
Yeah, it went.
Jeff
It's
farted.
loud. Maybe.
Jeff farted.
Maybe I started.
Jeff.
No, because that would be a hazmat concern too.
Okay, you and I think one of the very first conversations that we had, other than laughing, I was telling you about a book that I was writing about 9/11.
Yes. Yes.
And we talked about all that stuff. So you know how far I go deep into conspiracy theories. So I'm going to hit you with one.
Okay.
There was a movie about a train spill, about the same thing that happened. It was recent. It happened in the same town that the train spill happened in.
East
They
Palestine.
literally wrote a movie about what happened
before it happened.
Same town, same people. They used the people in East Palestine. Happened. Swear.
Yes. Yes. And that should get a lot of people up in arms about that, because it's just there.
There was one in Detroit too, wasn't there? You were telling me about?
There wasn't a train derailment in Detroit, but it was not a hazmat concern.
Same
So
day,
wasn't it? No, it was a few days after. It was just recently. This last weekend's when that happened.
Gotcha.
Or last week.
So I just don't know where to go from here when it comes to the government. They talk about conspiracies all the time, and they just want people to go with it.
Right.
Never in the history of presidencies did they hit the mark that they hit. Biden super exceeded everybody. He's the top voted president ever. Huh? Nobody came to anything. When he was campaigning, nobody came. When he won, nobody came.
Spent a lot of time in the basement too, didn't he?
What are you talking about? Like,
right.
It bugs the crap out of me. Never before in history have we went to sleep and then you see Trump was winning, like you saw the graphs going across. Then out of nowhere, it took a hard left turn and went straight up. And then they were just flipped, going the same way.
All right.
Like overnight, in like an hour, like 20,000 votes just went bam and just whoop. There's more than 20,000, but still.
When's the last time we've seen the chain of events that we have? When's the last time two trains have derailed this close together, and this in the time frame and the vicinity?
Well, I mean, you have to look at everything here, Jeff. So we got the train derailments. We have a Chinese balloon. We have 3 UFOs, confirmed UFOs that we have no idea what it is.
Right.
You and I know what it is. Squirrel vehicles.
That's right.
Trained squirrel transports. They're APCs for trains or for squirrels. And they're dropped at high altitude. And they got little masks that dissipate on the way down. You'll never find those masks. Most of them are flying squirrels. So you'll never find parachutes. You'll never see parachutes. You'll just see a little. Now we have meteors coming through all over the world that look exactly the same. Have you seen those?
No, I have not.
Yeah, look those up. All over the world, there are meteors that have been hitting. And when they come in, that all looks the same. We had at the middle of the night, I forget where it's at. I think it was New York City. New York, I think. That the entire sky turned blue. Middle of the night. Just out of nowhere. Just up in the middle of the sky. Just went whoop. Fucking blue. Glad you got that shot though, Jeff.
Yeah. It have a pet and and rocks and boulders and spaghetti hasn't affected me a bit.
Are you stroking out? And
no. Oh, we do have a slide to show on the topic. Yes, we do. There it is.
Eyewitness to testify that former President Trump lunged for the steering wheel of crashed Ohio train. What?
This was under the. This is an opinion, folks. This is not, but we did find it. And
I don't understand what it's saying.
It's saying that he made it crash.
He made
by
the train
jerking
crash.
the steering wheel. Yes.
Was he even there?
No.
He wasn't there.
Well, there's no steering wheel on a train, so you tell me.
Well, so the reason I asked is because the first initial thing said a semi hit it broadside. So that's what I was thinking. There's a steering wheel on trains.
No, there's not.
On the very back of it.
Nope. That's a brake.
That little steering wheel?
That's a brake. That's a brake.
It's a steering wheel, people.
No, it's a brake. That's not one of them old fire trucks that used to steer from front and back. Come on. That was only in the cartoons.
You know what? That's real, though. Those fire engines are real. They're in big cities. I don't see nothing in slide 2.
No, there's nothing there. We come back to us. There we go. Yeah, I found that and I was like, man, this is like everything about this is, I don't know. Where do they come up with it? And then it's under news that matters. But it was under the opinion section, so
does it matter?
Right. Folks, it's on the internet. It's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
Yep.
It's got to be true.
Not making light of the situation again. Everybody out of there needs to take precautions and stuff. And I know we've got guys that deliver groceries over that way and everything, and it's affected them, but everybody just try to be safe, just
if it were me, if it were me, I would just clear the area, I'd move.
Yeah. No lie.
When they tell you it's safe to come in, but the government, when they come in to do tests, they're in, stage 4 biohazard suits.
Yeah.
We're just here collecting samples. Go keep playing. Go swimming. Have you noticed that? All right, so
don't listen to your governor.
So have you ever heard of Knauf insulation?
No.
So Knauf insulation is that pink insulation that goes inside your walls. Huge worldwide company. And there's a factory in Shelbyville. We're close to me. So
Indiana.
Yep. I knew when I worked in Shelbyville, I knew a couple guys that used to bring me their car because I was a service manager. And I said they'd always cough. And they said, we have these masks that you wear in there. And then you see the presidents of the company walk the floor. When they walk the floor, they have those aspirators on. The one that nothing's getting in and they're breathing oxygen out of a can.
Right.
Yeah. They don't enter the building. They don't enter the building without goggles, the ones that suck to your face, and aspirators.
Right.
But they'll tell you that it's safe. We've tested it. It's safe. It's like, here's a
it's safe for insulating your house, not your lungs.
Here's an interesting fact. They'll tell you that it's safe to have 0.04% human meat in meat that you've consumed. The statistic on how much human meat you've ingested in your entire life will scare the shit out of you. FDA
We
approved.
put a lot of things. We put a lot in us. Yeah. I was looking up sugar and the ppm of rat hair, part per million allowed of rat hairs and rat byproducts, in your sugar.
Sure.
Is phenomenal. I'm like, let's just say there's 0 allowed in there.
If you eat like feces, that should be a hard pass.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk about like water purification,
right,
it'll scare the shit out of you if you test your water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah,
but they'll tell you
city
it's okay.
water. Yeah, city water.
Awful. Yeah, it's awful. I also saw another video.
That's
about
why I
East
filter it.
Yeah, I don't even drink with it. I water my plants and they die.
I filter mine through the coffee maker.
No, I saw another video about East Palestine. This lady this guy made tea with it and got down to the bottom of it and looked, and it had those oil, stains, and they just noticed it afterwards. After they got almost all the way down through it, had like flakes in it and shit.
Yeah,
damn it, dude.
Folks, a lot of these municipalities and stuff are drawing their water from.
What'd you call me?
Reservoirs.
You said something about my mama.
Municipalities.
You can't say that to me.
Okay. Villages.
I've never even looked at another man like that.
Village people. These village people. Why? MC.
You think the Indian really was a macho man?
The Indian, yeah, I think, you know what? Those guys were pretty popular back in the 70s. Real popular.
More the 80s than the 70s. That's when disco.
Why you say that?
The disco fever.
No. It was around in the 70s too. Why is that not the theme song for the YMCA? That's what I want to know.
It's gay. They don't want to be associated with that. I'm serious. No joke. I know it sounds funny, but they don't want to be associated with that. Back in the day, it was okay.
Right.
But nope, everybody's so PC.
So what do we got? Anything else for conspiracy theories we want to touch on?
Okay, what's your favorite conspiracy theory to talk about?
There's quite a few of them. Hell, there's conspiracy theories about everything. That's the funny part. I mean, I'm hearing about the guys that put lead weight in the walleye. There's even a conspiracy theory about that now.
That's not even so. If it's proven, it's not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but they're conspiracies as to why they did it, and it's like, it's obvious why they did it, but
you're talking about $50,000. You weight your fish, of course you do. That's the only way to win.
Well,
everybody's weighted. Just one person got caught. Just don't let your judge grab it by the stomach. You make him grab it by the mouth.
Yeah, I think anytime a tragedy or something happens, there's always going to be a conspiracy theory. JFK is probably the most common and most talked about in the history, I would say. The shooting, assassination of JFK.
It's close. It's top 5 for sure, but it's not number 1.
It's not. Oh, you got the list? Let's have the list.
So the list, number 1 is the moon landing.
Oh, you got to go backwards, man. Come on. Don't you watch this stuff? You got to go from 5 to 1. Moon landing. What the hell?
Oh shit. All right, no, I'm fucking going with it. I don't care. All right, so number one is the moon landing. Number 2 is JFK. Number 3 is 9/11. Number 4 and 5 go back and forth with the Unabomber, and what the hell's that other guy's name? The Las Vegas shooting. I forget his name.
Oh yeah, the music festival shooting.
Yeah, it was actually Jason Aldean concert.
Yes. Well, he was the one on stage at the time.
Yeah,
but it was a country music festival.
Oh, it was? I thought it was just a whole. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Cool.
You know, it's funny because I was alive during the moon landing, but I was 4 years old, and the whole conspiracy thing. This is interesting that we got on this subject because the whole conspiracy thing rolls back to the same thing we're talking about with East Palestine, because they had a movie before the moon landing called Capricorn Now. I believe the name of it was Capricorn Now, where they supposedly sent these guys up and they had all the studio work done and they ended up dropping them off in the desert so they would die.
Yep.
And they wasn't supposed to make it back, and they did, or something like that. So because somebody had put that in film, nobody believed the moon landing actually happened.
Well, here's the biggest red flag for me is the live phone call. You're on the moon, hundreds of thousands of miles away, and you made a phone call with no lag? Motherfucker, what?
The lag was the same as the delay, as the video.
There was no delay.
They can send a video. If they're going to send a video, they can send, they can send voice.
Here's the other kicker. There was a camera on the ground, and it was following Neil Armstrong as he took his first steps. Now they tell you, there was a camera like on the side pointing out where they would come out. So they prepared for that. So somebody, in Houston was watching this, is what they said. Somebody in Houston was watching it with a joystick, moving it with them. Where's the delay?
They're good.
I mean, do you want to take a speculation? Do you think we landed on the moon?
Yes.
How do you know?
I do, because I talked to Neil. Neil was born and raised in my hometown where I live right now, and not my hometown, but my current residency. And I actually met him when I was a child after he walked on the moon. What's
your address again?
My address is USA.
Here's an 8-year-old asked Buzz Aldrin if we were ever going to go to the moon again, or why haven't we been to the moon again? And he goes, "That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question, because we haven't been." Buzz Aldrin has came out and said we never been to the moon numerous times. In the interview, anytime you have a world champion, Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup, the majors for golf, if you're into that crap. Anytime you see somebody win, they have like a you see him so happy. Oh my God, we did it.
Yeah.
You know, when the three guys came down, they sat in the press conference like this.
Because they've been quarantined. They had jet lag.
They weren't laughing. They weren't smiling. They weren't doing crap. When they landed in the ocean, they were met by the FBI. And when you say quarantine, they were debriefed and threatened with treason because they saw aliens on the moon.
I think they were met with frogmen.
The SEAL
recovered them. Yeah, the
SEAL
frogmen.
team.
Yeah.
But the FBI were there. Buzz Aldrin came out and said this too. So yeah, they saw aliens on the moon first time they went. Said, hey, you tell anybody you die, your family dies. Seriously, there's aliens. They just shot one down in Michigan, no more than 6 hours away from my house.
So what do you think they're going to retaliate? Think the aliens will retaliate?
I don't think so, because there was no people on board in the other three. I mean, China wants to, well, you're going to be held because you shot down one of our weather balloons. Well, we're going to get you back for that. China wants to start a war over a weather balloon. Fucking weather balloon.
Yeah. I don't know. I still got a problem with the whole weather balloon thing and shooting things down in our airspace. I kind of get it if it looks like a threat. I get it, but didn't we just open all the borders? And now they're saying you're allowed to come through the border, but you can't go over top of us. What the hell?
So if you look at America's weird. If you look at what we
USA's weird. USA's weird. Because America is
right. So United States of America is weird. Because we have moles everywhere. We have CIA agents everywhere. We have drones taking pictures of everything. We have satellites taking pictures of fucking everything. But as soon as you do it to us, we'll fuck you up.
Yeah, we're going to take it down.
I can't believe they made it as far as they did.
That was the thing too. Why did it?
I don't know.
Must not have been a threat, you know? It's hard to tell.
Well, if you look at Montana and where it ended when they shot it down, that's a long way away.
Yeah. Yeah, they pretty well mission was completed before we actually done anything about it, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, okay, my favorite conspiracy to talk about has got to be 9/11.
Yes. I know this because I've known you for so long.
Yep. I mean,
yeah, that's one of the things. It's actually a very interesting topic because we spent a lot of time talking about 9/11 conspiracy theories and stuff, and Nick is well versed on them. But the thing of it is, those are the books you wrote?
No. These are the books that Rebecca Roth wrote. I encourage everybody to go out and buy these books, these 4 books. It's called Methodical Illusion is the first one. Now, it's a complete mindfuck, Jeff. What happens in these books? In the first one, it tells you what happened to the planes. It tells you why we saw planes hit the building. It tells you about the cruise missile that hit the Pentagon. All that stuff. So, tells you where everything went. It's crazy. So what happened was Rebecca Roth got the Freedom of Information Act for everything 9/11. And when she deciphered everything, took her years, deciphered everything, she came out with what she found. So she turned it into novels. See, she says she did that to deliver the news in a better form, an easier way to just say, hey, nobody died. No plane hit, anywhere. What they did was they took it over to West Virginia or something like that, landed it, gassed them, removed their bodies, went that way about it. Nobody on the planes anywhere was recovered. That was a big kicker. That's why she started that. Because nobody was ever found. That's interesting. So, I always tell people, because everybody says, "What do you think happened?" I don't know. I can tell you what didn't happen. I can tell you what didn't happen. Can't tell you what actually happened. So, that's for a video for another day, though.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Another conspiracy. The best conspiracy that I didn't tell you about, I held it out. The actual number one is women being right all the time.
What? Wait a minute. What?
Yeah. And if you want to know, this is what's new with Sasquatch. Women are not all right all the time. Men, it is okay to say no.
So the whole squirrel thing. I'm going back to the squirrel thing. The train.
No. We're talking about this.
Oh shoot!
All right, let's tiptoe around it. You don't have to give names, Susie. How many times have you talked to a woman?
You were cutting out.
How many times have you talked to? I said, Susie. How many times have you talked to a woman in your entire life? This could be your mom too, and knew that she was wrong, but said nothing.
Yeah, it's happened quite a bit. Yeah.
Why did you say nothing though? Just to keep the peace?
Pick your battles.
This is why I'm divorced. I laugh about that now. It's not funny, but
you picked your nose instead of your battles, huh?
No. I picked my battles. I just picked every one of them.
Right. You just decided to take them all on.
That's true. It is true. All right. Well, let's call it a day. And honestly, though, we hate. We wanted to make it a little bit more serious this time. We're talking about East Palestine. We threw a little joke, a couple jokes in there. But really, I mean, we hate that. I mean, people that laugh still need to talk about things. And so that was just kind of our 2 cents about everything.
Yeah, we definitely feel for everybody over there displaced and everybody dealing with that mess.
Yeah.
And I hope that the government's got some kind of takeaway from this in order to prevent it from happening again.
Sadly, I think federal government needs to step in and when stuff like that happens. I don't say that lightly. I don't say that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like all these states that have approved marijuana, Michigan, Colorado, everywhere. If you get stopped by the feds, you're going to federal prison because it's still federally illegal. So,
right.
Take that for what it's worth.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, we are out in left field today. Right. We are out in left field today. We were kind of in the ballpark, but we'll catch you on the next one. I'm Nick.
I'm Jeff.
We'll see you.